And welcome back to this special edition of the CSS podcast. I'm your host, Dave, and tonight I have Sam on screen. In a little bit, we will have Charlie calling us live from the stadium tonight. He's down for 3-2-1 night and watching the Reds and Vado's return. And tonight is a special podcast just dedicated to the Reds, the streaking Reds, I should say, nine in a row. And, we'll take it from here, and I'll have, Carly be calling us in about 5 to 10 minutes. So, Sam, how you doing today?
No, I'm doing well. Like you said, they're just on fire right now. I was able to catch 2 games on this streak, one in Kansas City, one in Houston. They were on ESPN Plus. So I was able to watch at least 2. And then follow along on the Gamecast for a couple others. So yeah, it's been fun, even though I'm not, right there being able to watch it every day. It's still a good time.
Yeah, it's they haven't lost since we've been on the since we had a podcast last. So
yeah,
hopefully
not bad luck.
Yeah, I know. If they are, we might have to pause for the summer, come back at the end. But
yeah, they lose 11-2 today.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Bud Black's doing a little gamemanship, and they had the lefty ready to start, and then they yank him, said he had a virus or something, so he can't pitch. So they threw a right-handed in there. So Bell had to shake up his lineup a little bit. So, but I like it.
Oh, today he did that?
Yeah, today he did that. Looks like okay. Vado's batting 6th, Steer is batting 7th, and then Benson is batting 8th. You've got, David Bell went lefty. He went Freely in the 5th hole and
Votto in the 6th?
Votto in the 6th, yeah. So
wow,
that's
against the stats department over there on that. See how often he's done that.
Not very often.
Him and Dusty Baker.
Never righty lefty. That way the lefty can't come in and throw.
Now it doesn't matter because you got to go 3 outs anyways. So
you got to go 3. There's no three batters.
Sorry,
right?
Yeah, 3 batters. So
but
to me, if you put 2 in a row, there's not a big difference. Now, if you went 3 in a row, you could maybe have an argument that you shouldn't do that. But with the 2 in a row,
if you put
matters too much anymore.
If you put 2 in a row, I mean, the lefty can come in and face those 2 right off the bat, and then a right-hander, and then he can be out of the game. But I mean, lineup constructions are fun, and but yeah, let's talk about the Reds here. Let me text Crawley and have him call in. But 9 in a row, I mean, they're getting production from, it seems like, somebody different every day. It's not like one person needs to do it all, and that's different than what we've been seeing in the previous years.
I mean, literally, it's been, if you take your 6 core guys and then you have your 3 platoons or whatever, the 6 core guys, it seems like they're just rotating, and the platoon guys are all carrying their weight too. So it's, right now, I mean, Votto said it in his presser last night. He's like, you just don't want to be the odd man out. You don't want to be the weak link. Because, I mean, right now everybody's playing well. And, I mean, David Bell, to his credit, he has gotten his righty-lefty matchups, I mean, spot on in the lineup.
Yep.
I mean, he's worked that really well, so we'll give him credit here where it's due.
That was the text thread last night. I mean,
exactly.
Crawley the pessimist out of everybody. He's like, if they don't get any hits, David Bell needs to it's like, relax, dude. We just won 8 in a row. I mean, you've got to give Bell a little credit. If you're going to bash Bell for everything that's gone wrong up until this point, you got to give him a little credit. And if you don't, then you got to say
the bullpen, but the bullpen, it hasn't come back to bite him. I mean, the past couple of years, it hasn't been his fault because he's literally had no option.
Right.
But I mean, in 21 he had options, and this year I kind of like some of these guys that they've, especially at the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah.
With Diaz and Sims has looked really good since he's come back too.
That is true.
I just don't think you can, under any circumstances, even if Diaz isn't available, can you have Jabot try and close out a game?
No,
against the defending World Series champions.
Jabot did not pitch very well that game. I mean, speaking of, some of these guys that we're talking about, they're going to have to step up, some more, just because, Hunter Green went back on the IL after 15 day now. So it's a little concerning that it's the same hip.
Did they announce kind of who's taking his spot in the rotation?
Well,
I haven't seen anything
Ashcraft will be eligible to come off on this weekend. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday, and they have an off day, so that they'll stay on. Yeah. So it might
just kind of slot right in there, probably.
Yeah, he'll slot right in, and then, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this team is believing. This team is going against all odds, because if you were to tell me that we would be in first place by a game with a starting rotation of Ben Lively, Andrew Abbott, Luke Weaver, and Hunter Green here and there, and who?
Williamson.
Yeah, and Williamson. I would be like, there's no way. I mean, we're doomed. If you just said Green, Ashcraft, and Lodolo all on the IL at the same time, and we're 2 games above 500 or 3 games above 500.
Yeah,
I'd be like, no way, no. But my 72 wins are looking pretty good right about now.
Well, you might be low. I mean,
no, I might be low. I might be, but hey,
I was that these guys have, and
I was the one with the most confidence of this team,
well, Sam, you barely had them getting to 62, didn't you?
I had
he got them at 62 and 100. So I think Crawley had him at 66.
Yeah, I think he was like right in between us somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But he's getting into the stadium now. He hasn't called yet, but we'll keep going here.
I'd like to get his thoughts real quick on KC's ballpark, since he was out there.
Right.
Just to kind of see what that's like.
I mean, it's a top 10 ballpark. I mean,
yeah.
Well, let's talk real quick about some of the moves that the Reds made. Surprising one today, and I say surprising is because they just said, "All right, you're coming off the IL, you're gone." Will Meyer and his $6 million contract is gone. We'll come up and see if you can't get hot here for a couple of games.
They're not messing with the lineup. Nope.
No, they're not. They're not. And I think that, listening to Votto, I mean, I watched his pregame presser, and he was talking about just the need to fit in or the need to perform. Somebody asked, well, how are you going to fit in? He's like, the best way to fit in is to perform. And he was energetic. He was like he always is. He's very articulate. He's very passionate about the game, and just to listen to him talk about baseball and what he needed to do, it was refreshing to see that youthful exuberance that he displayed, because he knows he's the old guy, but these kids had that energy about them, and it rubs off, and it makes an old dog can do new tricks. And in typical Joey Votto last night, I mean, standing ovation, the crowd of 20-some thousand for a Monday night game, which the most this year.
Looked like it was a pretty solid crowd.
Yeah, it was like 21 or 22,000. The average for Monday nights down there was like right at 9 something, maybe 10, and so they doubled that with Votto. Sort of like the LA Day Cruz.
It's Votto, and it's the win streak. They're coming off the 6-game road trip.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they start pulling some good numbers here moving forward.
Yeah, I think, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Yeah. So when you go to the ballpark, you can't buy a $15 ticket and slide down to $85 seat anymore because they're going to be, you're going to be stuck in that 15, or you're going to have to pony up and, get the, especially on the weekend. I think the weekends are going to be full, but maybe
you could get, a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday matinee, you might still be able to.
Yeah, which is tomorrow. But yeah, so let's continue on with the moves. So Will Meyer, they DFA'd, or not DFA'd, but they sent to, in which we were wrong on, because Barrero did have options.
Yeah, I thought he was out of options, but no, I guess he had one left.
Yeah, so he was optioned to AAA, and in his first game down there, he hit a bomb home run. So
he's a classic 4A player. He really is.
Right. Yeah. And then what was some other? Oh yeah, Hunter Green to the IL. Ashcraft's going to come off.
They did something with Herget again.
They DFA'd Herget.
They DFA'd him.
Yes, for Votto, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
So yeah, and the speculation around here yesterday was that one of the catchers might disappear, just because with Votto coming off, who were they going to DFA? Because they didn't make an announcement until almost right before game time, and it was Herget, which I think they probably, they have what is it, 5 days to try to trade him or something like that, and then he becomes an unrestricted.
Might even be more than that, but yeah, you can
try to trade him.
Try and trade him. You can even try and send him down, but they'd have to clear waivers before you can do that. But yeah, it kind of just gives you a little more time where they're not on your active roster.
And I think they did Herget because it's probably a good indication that he probably will clear waivers, and we could bring him back if we needed to, right? Because if you look at the AAA, the arms they're not there, right? Because they're all
been called up, or they're just, especially in the bullpen. They've kind of just cycled through those guys.
Right. And so it's, just one of those things, but, 9 in a row, we're going for 10 tonight. The first pitch here is in 5 minutes. Crawley here hasn't called in yet. Sent him a
bad service down there.
Yeah. He's probably not even checking his phone. He's probably, he's probably in line for the 3-2-1, $3 beer, $2 hot dog. So he probably can't call because he's got his hands full with 2 beers and 2 dogs. So we'll give him time to get to a seat, and then maybe he'll call. But let's talk moving forward here. First place. The buzz is, can we maintain it? A lot of people say, no, we need to get a starting pitcher. But, we shouldn't trade the farm for him because we don't want to be on the wrong end the Tyler Malley that the Twins did. Gave us, Incarcerate Strand and Steer for him. So I think.
So kind of my thought process is I wouldn't mind them going after another starter or another reliever. I know when we were in Kansas City, there was, some chatter with Chapman, but I think they said on the broadcast, 20 other teams are going to want Chapman, so you're going to have to pony up to get him.
Right.
I don't know that that's the best play. In terms of giving up prospects, the guys that are kind of still 2-3 years away, the Cam Collier type guys, I wouldn't include them in anything. But the guys who maybe call up but haven't called up yet, and the deadline comes around, but maybe a Marte, I know he's kind of been penciled in as for next year. But if you've got a log jam and you'd rather have another starter and he hasn't been called up yet, maybe that's kind of where those would be the prospects that I would maybe look at moving. And I know that's saying a lot. But
if you're getting rid of Marte, it is not a rental.
And they have to be on the roster next year too.
Well, I would say a couple of years, and team control, at least 2 or 3 year team control, and then like a number 2, 3 at the minimum, because
in terms of like quality of starter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they should trade Marte, but I'm saying if they're looking to kind of get a bigger name player and not just, help, you're probably going to have that's the type of prospect I would include, and not somebody 2 or 3 years away, because you still have a little bit more time to develop and figure out their positions moving forward, who's going to be on the roster. But yeah, with Marte, like, where's he even going to play? If you call him up,
well, I think
shortstop, third base, and you've got those covered. Unless you're looking at moving him to left or right. But even then, I
think India either goes to the outfield, because here's what I think the most logical at the trade deadline, or even before the trade deadline. As much as I like Nick Senzel, I think he might be a trade piece, and you throw in somebody like a Reese Hines, who all of a sudden made a tweak down in Double-A, and he had 6 home runs in his last 5 games. I think it might be 7 in his last 6. All right, he's starting to show that power, that promise, and he's a right-handed hitting outfielder. The White Sox need outfielders, and you've got 2 right-handed hitters right there, and Reese Hines, who, he's probably not ready now, but next year, you got Nick Senzel, who can play the outfield for them, and you might be able to get a Lance Lynn, or Dylan. Is it Cease?
Cease, yeah.
Cease, I think, and Cease has
another year, maybe even 2.
I think he has like 2 years. So
look it up here real quick.
He might even have. It might be
Lance
3.
Lynn might be a free agent after this year.
Yeah, I think it's one of them was at 4 or 3 and 47. So 3 years, 47 million.
Probably be, well, that would probably have been Lynn. I'm trying to think when he signed with them. Was it this past offseason?
Yeah, I was trying to find it on Twitter, because they were proposing trades, and
Baseball Reference. Service time. So yeah, Dylan Cease right now, his service time is 3 years and 89 days. So 4 years would be this year. So then 2 more. So he'd probably have to give up a good amount. I don't think Senzel plus Hines would get him. I think you'd have to give up a little bit more.
Yeah, you might have to give up.
That you'd probably have to give up Marte or a younger prospect like Arroyo or Collier. To get him.
Yeah. Which, I think.
Or if they've got a young pitching prospect too, they could throw one of those guys.
Yeah, but yeah, I would throw in. I wouldn't throw in anybody, because you're taking on that contract, right, from the White Sox.
It would just be an arbitration deal. It's not like he's making any big time money. So
okay.
So whatever he'd get in arbitration, so he, 6 to 10 million for the next couple of years. Because right now, in his first year of arbitration, he's at 5.7. So you figure you go up by 1.5 each year, 2 each year.
Yeah,
that's not too much. That's essentially what Hunter Green's going to be getting 8-9 a year by the time he's done with arbitration. Unless he, just absolutely kills and wins 2 Cy Youngs, and then he can get a little more. He can get 15 to 17. So,
well, did you watch the game at all yesterday or not?
Leadoff home run from the Rockies. So,
great.
Or maybe not leadoff, but first inning home run anyway.
First inning home run, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
let's see.
Well,
second batter.
Lively's pitching, right?
Yep, Lively's on the mound. Yep.
Great. Moustakis went deep.
No, it was Jones.
Jones.
Moustakis is hitting 6th, it looks like.
Okay.
5th. He's hitting 5th.
Wow.
Jesus, the Rockies suck. Moustakis is hitting 5th.
Hey. Ben Lively needs to.
They booed him last night.
Yep, they sure did.
Good.
Well, it's funny. So the top 6 Reds on the payroll: Joey Votto at $23 million, Moustakis at $18 million, Ken Griffey Jr. at 3.6.
Yeah, Junior.
And then
Will Myers is.
Will Myers is at 6. Yeah, so Will Myers, and then it was the 3.6.
And then Griffey,
Griffey, and then there was a pitcher on there. So no, Kirk Casale was making 2.6. So yeah, that's the and Newman was making 2.5. So that's the top 6 of the payroll for the Reds. And they're in first place.
Newman's the most productive, I guess.
Yeah,
has been so far. So
yeah, he has been against left-handers. So yeah. Votto last night, I don't know if you saw it, but Joey Votto comes up, standing ovation, first inning or second inning, I guess it was, in a line drive. Nice play by the center fielder, shoestring catch. I guess the ball was off 108 or 104, exit velo. I think it was 108 on his line drive. And then this next time up, hits a home run, 104.
Yeah.
And then got the go-ahead single, bases loaded single, in the 6th to go up 6-5 on the Royals there versus the left-handed
Rockies.
Or the Rockies. Not the Royals. Yeah, the Rockies. So yeah, 2 for 3. If we can get that from him every night, I think everybody would take that. 1 for 3 every night, I think everybody would take it. And then David Bell pinch ran for him with Will Benson.
Yeah, I saw he played 12 of the 13 position guys that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either pinch run, pinch hit, defensive, whatever.
Substitutions. So, yeah. He brought in. It almost came back to bite him a little bit because he had no left-handed bats, right? And then in the 8th inning, we could have used a left-handed bat come in, but Newman grounded out or something like that.
Grounded out to third.
Yeah, grounded out to third. Force play there. So yeah, if we would have had somebody, could have came in, played the percentages there or not, but I don't know if he would have in that situation. He probably would have if we had Will Benson or Fraley still available. But overall, a great night. Electric at the stadium. Hoping Crawl Dog gives me a call here. Maybe I'll call him and see if he'll answer it.
He's too hyped up because of the game.
Yeah, he's got his hot dogs in his hand.
Stuff in his face right now.
Let me call. Give him a call here, man. Let's say it's ringing. See if he answers.
Hello.
Hey, how's the game going?
It's going okay. Let me call you after the Reds bat.
Okay, well, we might be off the air, man. So,
Oh, okay. It's gonna be a quick one.
It is a quick one. Yeah, we got on early, so Sam got on about 10 till. So we've been going.
Yeah.
We've been going for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to see Ben Lively anymore, but beside that, yeah. So, I mean, he's better than Weaver, I guess. I mean, I take him over Weaver at this point. So. But that's about it.
Yeah.
So.
Is it 1-0 still?
Yeah. Friedel's up, leading off.
Okay.
So old TJ Friedel.
TJ Friedel. All right.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, give me a call back, and
okay.
Hopefully we'll still be on here. We'll try to fill the space.
We'll find a way.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
There was Carly live from the stadium. We'll have some reports coming down from you. See, we're not the only podcast that just sits here and has emergency podcast talk about the winning streak. We actually send a guy down to the stadium.
Send a correspondent.
Yep. And last week he and I both went down for the LA De La Cruz, or 2 weeks ago for the LA De La Cruz debut. He's they're back in. He's here. He'll say he's a big Reds fan, but it's probably for the 3-2-1 night, because he could have went last night, but he didn't. So, with Votto's return. So it's the 3-2-1. So, we have to tip our hat to the marketing part, and I guess Phil Castellini, which Crawley will really like when we tell him that. So
I'm sure it wasn't Phil's idea. I
don't know.
What do you mean? We're going to give away $3 beers? What do you mean? We're not going to charge the normal 10 or whatever they charge now.
Well, after this year, there probably won't be any 3-2-1 nights, because if the stadium gets packed again, because they never had it when.
Really?
What? Yeah, I bet you they won't.
Yeah.
But I mean, they might. I don't know, but they have to get rid of that Bud Light somehow, because that's what it is. Budweiser and Bud Light, they're 3-2-1. So, but yeah. Then let's see. So we've got. Where do we go after this? Or are the Braves coming to town?
Yeah, we've got another home one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Braves come in town because it is Hunter Green replica jersey on Saturday. Those of you that are heading down to the ballpark, you can get your Hunter Green. And then tomorrow they've got a 12:40 start, so business day special. And we'll be hopefully we could be riding this 12-game win streak. The thing that I don't like is that break in between that and Atlanta coming to town. I don't like that day off, but it didn't hurt us too bad when we went out to Kansas City.
No.
Or Houston, I guess it was. It was Houston.
Was it Houston?
And they gave Ella De La Cruz the day off. After a day off. So yeah, it wasn't. And he responded, right? I mean, he responded, went 2 for 4, I think it was, in the Houston game, his first game back after going over 12 in Kansas City, which, I mean, they're pitching them backwards, throwing a lot of off speed, and then busting them with a fastball and like a off speed count. So, so he's got to make the adjustment. And I think when he makes the adjustment,
and I think he will. I mean,
he's done it every
2 games. He's done it. Whatever, kind of criticism you had of him in the minors, why he didn't come up to begin the year was his strikeout rate was too high. And so he really worked on that in AAA. And I think ultimately his strikeout rate is a little too high right now, but I'm confident he'll get that cut down, and it won't be an issue at all moving forward. But I mean, his speed is just unreal.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen somebody beat out a line drive to the first baseman.
Yeah,
I don't care that the first baseman half dove and is slow. Like nobody beats that out. I mean, Billy Hamilton's not beating that out.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal. And I mean, that's a legitimate difference maker. Yeah, I mean,
well,
you're
the
not turning a
Reds
double play on him. Like, just from that
Well-
standpoint, like he's not going to have an inning double play.
No,
I mean, unless he just he 115 right to the second baseman or something, But
yeah, Hellman. I mean, that's one thing that's being overlooked, right? The Reds' team speed. I mean,
they're second in steals.
Yeah.
They're second in the MLB at steals. Yeah.
And I mean, India leads the team. Fraley is second with steals, and then I think McLean. And then De La Cruz will be right up there. But Spencer Steers is sneaky fast. Senzel sneaky fast. Will Benson can run. For as big as he is, he can motor down the line. I mean,
he's got to improve his base running though. The 2 times he got thrown out at third once in Kansas City and once in Houston, he did that little stutter step around second, and it cost him both times. So he's got to knock that out.
He's got to learn how to. Well, he hasn't. He's been on base more here lately, but
he's been awesome in the past. I mean, this win streak really.
Yeah.
Since
he's been called,
recalled.
Got recalled. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I'm looking now. India and Fraley are tied with 12 steals. Fairchild and Friedel have 8. Steers got 7. De La Cruz has 6. Benson, Senzel, McLean have 4. So, McLean has 3. But yeah, I mean, they're 78 stolen bases. So that's 2 a game at least. So yeah, I mean or not 2 a game, 1.5 a game. But
But when they're running, I mean, that it just puts so much pressure on the defense because the catcher has to make a good throw. Could sail out to, the outfield and stuff. But it's exciting time to be a Cincinnati fan, not just a Reds fan, but a Cincinnati fan. I mean, you got obviously the Reds here in first place. You got FC Cincinnati, and then we've got the Bengals that we'll be talking about here coming up in July because of training camp. I mean, good time to be in the Natty, and Taylor Swift's coming to town next week, so it's and the Reds are moving their game time up to accommodate.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's just hope Bob Huggins isn't in Cincinnati for any reason for the Taylor Swift concert this time.
No. Bobby's not going to be around anywhere. He might just go to his palace and just retire. So yeah, well, the Reds still must be batting, or Crawley forgot one of the two. I don't know.
Let's take a look.
Let's see. No, Reds first and second.
2 on. Yeah, for 1 out. De La Cruz is up.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the batting averages of just the guys in the starting lineup today, everybody's over 264, with the exception of Casale. Fraley's at 264.
Right.
I guess Benson's at 257. But I mean, you compare that to his 040 that he had before he got sent down.
Right.
I mean, he's hitting 400. So
yeah, he's crushing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the top of the order. Friedel and McLean are both over 300. India and De La Cruz are 270. Fraley 264. Steer 278.
Don't forget Votto in there at 667.
667.
Let's keep that up. Let's keep it rolling, Votto. But yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, you've got when you play Senzel, he's hitting over 400 against lefties. Newman's hitting over 300 against lefties.
Yeah, Newman's just Newman has come up big, and so is Stu, my boy Fairchild.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it production-wise, catcher's been kind of the weak
link.
spot.
Yeah,
and going in, that
was our.
I mean, if you'd have told me Stevenson would have been arguably the worst out of the everyday guys, no.
Well, because I think we all had him as the MVP.
Yeah,
yeah. I think we all had him.
We're on par with the Oakland A's if that's the case. But no, here we are,
number one.
Place.
Yep, De La Cruz must have got out. Yep, strikes out. Strike out De La Cruz. Come on. So let's see here. Who's up now for the Reds?
Fraley's up.
Fraley rake. Nope, he must have got out too because it switched.
Oh.
So I should be getting a call here any minute.
If he remembers.
Yeah, so.
You might have to call him back.
Yeah. I don't know. That this game cast, it threw me off the one Astros game. It said we had 3 outs. And then the next notification I get is we scored a run, and I go, how score a run with 3 outs?
Yeah, what I don't like about this, it's like it, going the summary, it stopped at De La Cruz. It doesn't give me what Fraley did, and but it's shifted over to the top of the second. So let's see here if I can see.
Yeah, I've got end of first here.
Yeah, so Fraley, he must have did something because he didn't strike out. So
yeah, must have been a ground out.
Yeah,
ground out, pop out. Who knows?
Oh, here it comes.
Charles.
Hey. How's the atmosphere down at the ballpark? We got our correspondent Charlie Crawley on live for us.
Live on the scene here.
Live
on the scene reporter.
That's right.
I think my ticket should at least be comped if I'm doing this.
He's our Les Nessman.
Yeah, Les Nessman. Watch out for those turkeys. Don't be throwing those hot dogs out there, man.
Where's the producer? Should be getting my paycheck ready.
Yeah, he's here.
I'll get your paycheck ready once we actually get paid for this.
No, there's a lot of people here. I don't know. I don't know what the attendance will eventually be. I'm trying to compare it to when we were here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I know they had like 20,000 last night. I would think they'd at least, be in that ballpark tonight. So yeah. Yeah. Like I said, when you called me before, I just, we've got to just deal with the starting pitching. If we can deal with the starting pitching, we can win 9 games with that, then we should be able to keep winning.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Sam and I were just talking a little bit about some of the moves they made. The Will Myers DFA'd, which came as a shock to me. I thought maybe they would try to get him in the lineup at least 1 or 2 games, and hopefully he goes, something. But I think they liked their team. They didn't want to send Stu down because that's who probably would have went down if Will came up. And I think they like Stu's production a lot better than Will Meyer at this time. So.
Hey, he's tied for second in steals.
Yeah. So.
I was definitely surprised that they were willing to eat the money.
Yeah.
So, especially because they did have some guy like you said, like Fairchild or or even
Benson.
Well, I guess we're down 1 pitcher, so I guess we couldn't send another pitcher down.
Right.
But yeah. Well, if they send Benson down, maybe that'd be a problem because he's ripping right now. So I guess Fairchild or Benson were probably your leading candidate,
unless they were get rid of the catcher.
Right? Yeah, there you go. And they just don't want to do it.
Right.
Obviously.
Yep. Not yet. Anyway.
So now the next question is CES. What are they going to do with them?
I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing is,
I don't know.
To drop that 3rd catcher.
So, that's your next question. I guess now the talk is just listening to the radio and looking at Twitter and stuff. It's all about the trading. They're going to trade now. They're going to Crawl like said that they might be willing to go not all in, and I don't want them to go all in. I don't want to trade them young guys and stuff. Right. But do you try to find a pitcher that, and again, I don't want a pitcher that's only going to be here for 2 months or 3 months. I wouldn't trade anybody for that. So, but if I get a pitcher who's going to be here next year too, kind of like the Trevor Bauer deal. Trevor Bauer was here for the 2 months after the trading deadline, but then also for another full year. Would I consider trading a couple minor league guys for that? Probably.
Yep.
So,
well,
if it was like the Cleveland dude, the Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I want somebody high level like that. I'm not trading any of these top guys for just some number 4 pitcher or whatever. So
for Michael Lorenzen coming back, you're not trading. You're not getting rid of Marte for Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah.
So one of the things on Twitter, this guy was posing that, and I heard this, I don't know when, it was just the other day, and it's like talking about CES. Why isn't he up? Why isn't he up? When is he coming up? What if, and this is just me throwing this hypothetical. I don't want this at all, but I read it somewhere. It was like, what if he is the trade piece? What if they're keeping him in AAA to be the trade piece?
To be the trade piece?
Too,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
but wouldn't he be a bigger trade piece though if he came up to the majors and show he could produce in the majors?
Yeah, but then he'd be probably.
I mean, wouldn't it make him more attractive to get a better player?
Yeah, but if he struggled, then it would be like, oops, But
true.
But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, because he obviously plays first base, third base, DH. Votto plays first base, DH. Stevenson, DHs. Steer plays outfield. Outfield, first base. India, DHs, right? So, David Bell, has a interesting dilemma trying to play all these guys and pushing the right buttons. And so far in this win streak, he has, put the players out there and the players responded. And it obviously comes down to the players producing. It doesn't matter, if you put them out there and they don't produce, as a manager, you got to take them out. But,
and I guess, my guess is they'll give Votto a, 2 to 3 week run here and see how he is over these next, 2-3 weeks. Kind of like, they had 2 to 3 weeks between McClain and De La Cruz, and then, now it's Votto and kind of see what he does. But I don't know. My big concern is just that CES may be the best hitter they got. Until you bring them up and let them try it, you never know. So
right. Yeah. And to add a little pop in the middle of that order, man, that just stretches that order out even longer now, right? I mean, Votto batting 6th, Steer batting 7th tonight. I mean, if you throw CES in there, it just goes a little
1 through 9.
Yeah,
Stevenson can pick it up,
But ultimately, and I was watching MLB Network today, and one of the analysts there was like, he was praising the Reds, but then he said that he just does not trust their starting pitching for the long term. And he said these guys have a 5.5 ERA. Eventually, that's going to come back to kill us. So
yes,
so I don't know what the statistics say, but my guess is not too many teams with over a 5 ERA do anything, make the playoffs or do anything long term in a season. I'd be pretty confident in saying that.
Yep, but the cavalry, Ashcraft's coming back this weekend, and Hunter Green 15 days later, and Nick in August, hopefully. Hopefully that'll be able to right the ship. We just got to be able to have Ben Lively and Williamson and Luke Weaver step it up a little bit. I mean, Weaver can't have his 10.96 ERA in the first inning. He can't. He's got to cut that out because he's got.
Williamson pitched pretty well yesterday for him, at least. I mean, what did he go 5 5 1/3 or 5 2/3 and gave up 3. I mean, I'll take that as a win. So
Take that all day. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's an out
but
away. From a quality start.
Weaver every game is 4 or 5 innings, 5 runs, 4 or 5 runs. That's not going to work. So
Right. No, it's not. It's not. But yeah. So the real question is, how are those hot dogs and the beer, man? You got the.
Oh God, the $2 hot dog was worse this time than last time.
They probably saved it from the 2 weeks ago.
At least last time it was like a little soggy all over the bun. This time it was like all hard all over the bun. So that's even worse.
Oh, gross.
Did you slather it up with mustard and ketchup?
Well, that's why they had the 3-2-1. They
definitely.
realized the buns
But
were
you
going to
can't make a
expire.
hard bun not be hard anymore. So.
Oh, mercy.
The
$3
$3 beer was okay. And I'll take that. And we got the $1 ice cream this time too.
Oh,
so.
did you? So that's good. How was that?
I mean, it's fine,
2 bites, and that was about it?
Like 5 bites.
Okay. Not Grater's ice cream, I take it.
Did you get a cone? Or a cup?
But yeah, that's good.
A little cups, I think.
No, it's a little
We got Votto up right now.
Oh,
so there's a big cheer just happened.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go because we're going to get out of here. Next Sunday, this coming Sunday, we'll
go back to normal.
Yeah, go back to normal. Go back to normal here. So we just had to make sure that we got our correspondents down there at the stadium again. Unlike these other podcasts that they say they're going to go down, but we actually do. So that's why that's why they should get ours. Get it here first. All right. Thanks for calling in.
To you guys Yep. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye. All right. Well, there you had it. Hot dogs were not worth it this time down at the stadium. Too hard buns. But other than that, good show. Anytime you can come on a Tuesday night, talking Reds. Now I got to get out there and watch them, and hopefully Votto can get ahead,
get on.
Yep. He just got out, I think. Dropped his average now down to 500. Unacceptable. Bring up CES right now. All right. With that, I'm Dave, and that is Sam. And for Crawley down at the ballpark, have a great evening, everybody. We'll see you Sunday.
See ya.